Sometimes we think of forgiveness as being something that we don't ache after, or we are able to forgive someone and then we no longer feel the hurt. And that's not the case. Usually. Sometimes God allows that supernatural kind of forgiveness that allows you the freedom to see without the offense and the sting. But forgiveness is truly being able to look at what hurt you or who hurt you and be able to say, Lord, I give up the right to be offended. But that doesn't mean that you weren't still wounded. And maybe a visual representation would help. Imagine, I've had a lot of surgeries, so here's some scars. I had a thyroid that just couldn't get its act together. And I tried everything, before finally having to have it removed. And it was a weird story. I ended up having it done in 2 different parts. But all of that being said, it hurt me. I was designed for it to be part of my function and treat me well, and it didn't. So it wounded me. And even though the scars are here showing that it's healed, I still get phantom pains and itching around the skin and the weird questions and looks sometimes when people notice that I have pretty visible scar if my shirt's not covering it. And all of that to say, sometimes forgiveness is kind of like that. You give the forgiveness after maybe someone's hurt you and maybe they've hurt you repeatedly. And even though you have given the forgiveness, showing that the wound is healing, you might still have the phantom pains, you might have the itching, or maybe you keep touching the wound and so it doesn't heal. Maybe you keep going back to those people that hurt you repeatedly, or maybe you keep entertaining the same things that got you hurt to begin with. So there's a level of responsibility and authority that Christ has given you that you can take your thoughts captive. So if you remember and you're offended again, if you remember and you want to take things into your own hands again, you can forgive again. And what you do after that, however he directs your steps after that, maybe it's to reconcile the relationship, or maybe it's to love them from a distance. Maybe to not speak again, but to know at any point in time if they cross your mind, to pray that the Lord continues to hold his hand over them, protect them, send his angels concerning them, showering them with his blessings. And that's not always easy to do when you've been wounded. But it's a lot easier to forgive when you wish someone well. I love you. Have a good day.